Hey, what's up, everybody? I want to welcome y'all back to The Kingdom is Here, where truth is never fake. Today, I want to give you guys 5 tips on how to starve your flesh from pornography and sexual sin. Check it out. All right, y'all. Tip number one. Tip number one is to go on a 21 to 40 day media fast. Why I say 21 days to 40 days? Usually it takes 21 days for a habit to form. It can take 7 days, but um, completely, it usually takes about 21 days for a habit to form, and that's something that you'll just continually to do. Remember that Jesus, he even went on a fast for 40 days, so that his flesh would not overpower him. You know, he went on a fast for 40 days. So it's only right that we as followers of Christ and even just human beings, that we go on a fast and starve our flesh so that we can feed our spirit the right thing. So why did I say a media fast? I say a media fast for me, because it was media that that pretty much kept me lured into sexual lust, pretty much kept me lured into pornography, and I had to get away from it. You know, I had to take some time away, and that's how I starved my flesh. And in the midst of getting away from that, I would have to feed myself again the Word of God. I would have to put myself in proximity of people that will build me up and edify me and keep me encouraged. So a 21 to 40 day fast, I believe, will be um, a great addition to helping you to starve your flesh from pornography and sexual lust. All right, y'all, we up to number two. Tip number two on how to starve your flesh from sexual sin or pornography. Another tip will be to get rid of the explicit music, books, pictures, movies, things of this such that you may have around your home. These things all play a part in feeding your flesh. And you know, if you're listening to certain types of music that are vulgar and obscene, is feeding your flesh, and that's what you'll desire. But if you get rid of these things, get these things out of your home, get these things out of the proximity of your eyes, um, these things will not lure you in like before. So again, look around your home, wherever it is, even if you're at your office, at work, if there are things that attract you to lust and pornography, get rid of those things. And be intentional about it. You know, if the Lord shows you that that you need to get rid of it, just get rid of it, and you'll be surprised how your desire for it has diminished. So that's just another tip. You know, just get rid of those things that feed your flesh and doesn't feed your spirit. All right, y'all. So tip number three is to stay away from certain environments, you know, that will feed that lust. Of course, stay away from the strip clubs. Stay away from the strip clubs. That's all lust. You feel me? So ain't nothing good up in there. Stay away from. Sometimes you gotta stay away from friends and families' houses. You know, certain things that they indulge in will feed your flesh. You know, to feed your flesh to want to deal in sexual lust and sexual sin. Another thing is to also the lunchroom at work. You know, there are always uh, vulgar conversations and obscene conversations, especially from the men in the lunchroom. You know, talking about women and things of that such, and talking about them in a degrading and demeaning manner. So stay away from those type of environments and conversations. Um, Stay out of the bars. You know, I mean, unless you're going in there unless you are spiritually and mentally and physically strong enough to go in there just to get ginger ale or water, and and you're just hanging out with a friend, and you know what I mean. If you're strong enough to do it, that's fine. But if you know it's your weakness, don't go in there, because that's where um, a lot of trouble is hanging out at. So um, just get out of there. All right. So again, stay away from those environments that will feed that lust. You know what they are. You know what those environments are. So just use wisdom and apply it. All right, y'all. We are up to number 4, and this actually should have been number 1 if we were going from greatest to least. This definitely would be number 1, and that is to read your word daily. This is a given for every believer. We should be diving into our word daily because this is what encourages us. This is what strengthens us. This is what builds us up to avoid any attacks or works that the enemy plans to put on our life. And let me go to Joshua 1 and 8, where it says, this book of instruction must not depart from your mouth. You are to meditate on it day and night so that you may carefully observe everything written in it. For then you will prosper and succeed in whatever you do. So yeah, dive into your word every day. If you are intentional about driving out sexual lust out of your life, you got to dive into this word so this thing will feed your spirit and you'll be able to walk it out, and you'll see yourself succeeding and avoiding it, and saying, being able to say no, use your authority and just say no. I will not give in today. So again, the word of God is definitely a priority for every believer if you want to be delivered from sexual sin and sexual lust. All right, y'all. We up to tip number 5. Tip number 5 is make sure you're using your laptop in a public place. So if you are that person that does struggle with sexual sin, pornography, things of that such, make sure you're using your laptop in a public place. And I say this because most people will not be sitting viewing porn around other people. And if you're in a public place, it reduces that factor of you even pulling up the site or gazing at something that's inappropriate on a social media site and things of that such. So yeah, just make sure you are getting around people. I will usually go to a library, usually go to like a cafe or a place of that such, but definitely make sure you're not alone. And if you are alone, if you have got to that point where you're built up and um, you can sit by yourself on a laptop, but at times there are times when the enemy will tempt you. Just be prepared to get out of that place and go somewhere where you can be out in the open. All right, so I hope these 5 tips were helpful, and I pray that they all can benefit you in your journey of being delivered from sexual sin. All right, so this is your boy Brandon B.Saved Bennett, the author of Prison Break, and I just want to sign off. This is The Kingdom Is Here, where truth is never fake. Jesus Christ, I need some answers. I was so frustrated because I prayed that he would make it, but I was blind to the best truth, that he made it to heaven with you. I just gotta testify. I was feeling dark inside, but my Father lit me up. I just gotta testify. I had an empty void inside, but my Father filled me up. I just gotta testify. I just gotta testify that my Father picked me up. I just gotta testify. I just gotta testify. Yeah. It was cold, darker than the cave, at battle with my thoughts, mentally enslaved. Depression had the best of me, I called on Jesus' name. Yes, my Father resurrected me and brought me from the grave. Yeah, he set me free. Yeah, he set me free. His love is so official, sorta like a referee. See, the devil's blowing whistles when he's watching me succeed, cause he wanna push me back like a holding penalty. But nah, no, not me. I'm coached up by the game. Hold my faith up like a trophy, now I got that freedom ring. Blessings falling like confetti, that anointing let it rain. Depression he took away,
gonna take that darkness and they turn it into day. I just gotta testify. I was feeling dark inside, but my Father let me up. I just gotta testify. I had an empty void inside, but my Father filled me up. I just gotta testify. I just gotta testify that my Father picked me up. I just gotta testify. I just gotta testify. Yeah. I just gotta testify. Yeah. I just gotta testify. It's so good Tuesday. I just gotta testify. I just gotta testify.